Israel's immediate neighbors are Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Egypt. Slightly farther away are Turkey, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia. Then there's the rest of the Gulf and Iran. Apart from them, there's the Palestinian Authority, PA, which is technically not a country. All of them have declared war against Israel at least once in the past, so it can be said that Israel is surrounded by enemies. Israel's a small country in terms of landmass, so it has very little strategic depth. The population's only about 8.5 million. The stakes are high in this situation, and Israel needs a counter against any eventuality. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes Israel's most potent weapon that has put the fear of God into the enemies. Let's get started. Israel has a decent stockpile of nuclear bombs as per most studies conducted by independent strategic experts, as well as several government organizations. In September of 2016, a private email that somehow managed to make it into the public domain, former Secretary of State and retired U.S. Army General Colin Powell referred to Israel as having an arsenal of 200 nuclear weapons, so it's like an open secret. Israel does not confirm nor deny having nuclear weapons, the policy of nuclear ambiguity. The aim of Israel's nukes is to thwart any attempt to destroy the Jewish nation. Israeli nuclear weapons are a fallback option if they stare at defeat in conventional warfare, and also acts as a deterrence against nuclear, chemical, and biological attacks. Israel's weapons are deployed onto Israel's versions of a nuclear triad. Nuclear triad's the ability to launch nukes from land, air, and sea assets. Israel's initial nuclear weapons were large gravity bombs. F-4 Phantom, the large twin-engine robust fighter, was designated for this task, and some of these are allocated exclusively for nuke delivery after undergoing required modifications. As Israel mastered the nuclear tech, smaller bombs were developed. These most likely have F-15I and F-16I fighters as the delivery platform. Israel has a very potent land-based nuke delivery option. Jericho-1 was the first missile developed by Israel for this purpose. Further iterations of Jericho have been developed, namely Jericho-2 and Jericho-3. Jericho-2 has a range of 932 miles, while Jericho-3 has a range of at least 3,106 miles. But both of these options are vulnerable. Though Israel is the only nuclear-armed state in the region, things may change in the future with hostile countries like Iran or Syria potentially going nuclear. Israel knows that an adversary might one day attempt a preemptive first strike to destroy its nuclear missiles and strike planes on the ground before they can retaliate. This brings us to Israel's most lethal weapon. Ballistic missile submarines are the most important part of a nuclear triad, since they remain submerged in deep underwater, making them impossible to detect. They can't be taken out by a first strike, and they can launch their submarine-launched ballistic missiles, SLBM, on the enemy. Most of the countries that possess nukes operate nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines. These can stay submerged for months at a time, but manufacturing and operating this kind of submarine is very costly. To mitigate this, Israel has found a unique solution. Israel struck a deal with Germany for 3 enlarged Type 209S diesel-electric submarines, designated as the Dolphin Class. The subs displace 1,900 tons while submerged, measure 57 meters long, and are manned by a crew of 35. These entered service from 1999 to 2000. Each Dolphin came equipped with 6 regular 533mm tubes, as well as 4 large 650mm tubes. The regular tubes can be used to accommodate heavyweight torpedoes and harpoon anti-ship missiles. But the larger tubes have strategic implications, since these could be used to deploy submarine-launched cruise missiles, SLCM, that are large enough to carry a nuclear warhead. In the 1990s, the United States declined to provide Israel with submarine-launched Tomahawk cruise missiles, as it was against the Missile Technology Control Regime (MTCR) treaty. MTCR treaty prohibits the transfer of missiles that has a range of more than 300 miles. So, Israel decided to design a submarine-launched cruise missile on its own. In the year 2000, U.S. Navy radars detected something unusual. An Israeli Popeye Turbo Slcm in the Indian Ocean had struck a target 930 miles away. Israel had done it. The features of the missile are classified and not much is known to the outside world, though there are some reports that indicate that each of this missile carries a 200 kiloton nuclear warhead. For comparison, Hiroshima's Little Boy bomb had a yield of 13 to 18 kilotons, whereas Nagasaki's Fat Man bomb had a yield of 20 to 22 kilotons of TNT. Israel ordered 3 more German submarines, which are designated as Dolphin Class. These are larger, displacing 2,400 tons, and are derived from state-of-the-art Type 212 submarines. These feature air-independent propulsion technology, enabling them to stay submerged for 18 days at a time, and are faster as well as quieter than the original Dolphin class. 2 of these are deployed, and the last one is scheduled to be delivered by the end of the year. The combination of Dolphin and Dolphin II submarines with Popeye Turbo Slcm makes attacking Israel a suicidal act for its enemies.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.